Hey beautiful people, what is up and welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new makeup releases video. Honestly, I don't know if that's supposed to be the name of the series, but we're gonna go with it, right? It is what it is. And you can probably already tell, new background, because I moved. I've been talking about this in a couple of my previous videos and I'm officially in my new space, which, yay, very excited about, but if y'all only know the amount of boxes and things I have in the next room to move and unpack and whatnot, Jesus be offense. I am going to try to film some of my unpacking so that you guys can get to see what my collection looks like. I haven't figured out how to do it yet, but hopefully I will. Also, if you've been rocking with me for a while, you can probably hear that my voice still isn't what it should be. And if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I was sick. I was like dying sick. It was ridiculous. I was really sick, moving at the same time, so everything was just doing a lot. I am still not at 100%, so I still kind of sound sick, but I'll get there eventually. But I wanted to come here and do a video because I miss filming. I haven't worn makeup in 2 weeks and it is just ghetto. I miss makeup so much. But unfortunately today's video is not going to be me putting any makeup on my face just yet. I wanted to come back with a new makeup releases video because these brands are coming for our pockets, our wallets, our bank accounts, our savings, our retirements. And I'm a little stressed, but I'm working through it. Because you all know that I've been trying to do better about what I've been purchasing. I've been trying to be a little bit more thoughtful about all of it. So that's kind of the goal, right? The goal is don't buy everything that releases. Think about what you're buying. Do you really need it? Do you really want it? Because that's the most important piece of it. Because the reality is I don't need it. So asking myself if I need it doesn't make any kind of sense. It's, do I really want this? Or is it just the hype of this is a new product and I want to be on the new product trend? Because that's not me. So what I want to do is go through the new makeup releases. As I always do, tell you guys how I'm feeling about it. You know, share my thoughts. Try to let you know my predictions in terms of how these products will go on sale. Because everything goes on sale, baby. Everything. And yeah, just have a little conversation about what's been going on in the beauty space. I'm going to go ahead and scooch over so I can insert some pictures. And let's dive in. So I'm going to start off with makeup on my radar. And I'm honestly just going to talk about the products that have piqued my interest. Because I don't want to spend any time really focusing on things that I'm not interested in at all. And there are so many brands out there that we will be here for forever and a day. So I want to talk about the things that, you know, made me pause, that I stopped to take a second look at. Okay, so the first product I want to talk about, and this just released slash sneak peeked today. So it's not out yet, but they just released the color story. And this is the new Peaches and Dreams palette from Shroud Cosmetics. Is it cute? Yes. But what is it? And no shade. I'm just very confused because it kind of feels a little chaotic to me. I am not a makeup artist. I don't have the vision that some of these brands and makeup artists have. So when I see color stories that just feel a little weird, I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? And that's how I feel looking at this. Now, it's Peaches and Dreams. So I see some oranges. Sure. Then there's some green, some blue, a purple, and then like a gold kind of duochrome shade. And I'm just like, huh? I'm not seeing the connection to the theme. The peaches, yes, I get the orange. But the other colors, what does that have to do with anything else? Is the blue supposed to be like dreams in the clouds, sky kind of thing? I don't know. It just... So it says that it's inspired by Juicy Peaches, Summer Sunsets, and Daydreams. I mean, I guess sunsets have a lot of colors in there. Anyways, either way, it's 5 mattes and 5 shimmers. There isn't a price for this. This is supposed to be launching Friday, June 30th, sorry. I don't want this. I don't. And there is no price for this just yet, but I will say that I do think that Shroud Cosmetics is one of the more expensive indie brands. And from what I can tell, these are just shimmers and not multi-chromes or anything like that. So, is this something that you need? I don't necessarily think so. It's not something that I am particularly interested in. The thing, too, about it is the mattes that they chose for this palette. So, like, they have a blue shimmer and a blue matte, a green shimmer, green matte, orange shimmers, orange mattes, and then that one random purple matte. and they're all that mid-tone level, so there's no depth in any of these mattes. So if you are somebody that likes to have some depth in your palette, you're not gonna get it in this. Like the purple and the green and the blue are all the same level of mid-tone. There are two orange mattes, one is lighter and one is a little bit deeper, so you get some variation in the two oranges, but for the most part this is a very mid-tone palette. So this is just one that I see and I have no idea what to do with, so I'm just gonna ignore it. Okay, next up, let's talk about the exciting release from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. So she's been sneak peeking this for a while now. Well, not that long, but she's been sneak peeking this palette, and it is inspired by the 90s, and it is the, what is this? Sugar and Grunge palette. And I tell you, I was excited. I'm a 90s baby, so I was already there, like, I was already there for it. You all know how I feel about the Blend Bunny Mattes formula, so I was just there. Now, I did get the palette in PR, so I do have it here with me. I will be filming with this, of course. So I'm going to try to do it tomorrow. I'm going to have to unpack a little bit to make sure that I have products to use. But let me show you guys what it looks like so you can see it and know if you want to buy it. Interesting thing about this palette compared to the others is that it actually comes with a mirror, which is not typical for the Blend Bunny palettes. They don't have mirrors in them, so this one does have a mirror in there. And here is the color story. Like, it is glorious, it's beautiful, and one thing I love about Blend Bunnies, and I've talked about this before, is that the shades are arranged in a way that you just go down the column. You don't have to think about it. It is designed so that a newbie, someone who's not experienced with makeup, can just follow, just go down the columns. And the top row is always the lightest row, but it's the type of shades, I don't know how, but they show up on my skin tone. Because oftentimes these very light shades are very ashy on me, and I found that with all of my Blend Bunny palettes, pigmented, punch, blendability, zero ash. So I have very high expectations for this because I have high expectations for Blend Bunny, and they've never disappointed. So I did get this in PR. I will be working with it, and I am so excited, you guys. And like all the names, everything is just so cool. There are like a couple that are named after like Avril Lavigne songs. I love Avril Lavigne. Oh, I'm so excited. Now, in addition to the palette, they also releasing some matte lip creams. So there are 3 matte lip creams. I think they're gonna be $10 a piece, and they look rich. I have the matte lip creams from a previous launch that they did, and I really like the formula of that because it's not like super dry. Now, is it uncomfortable? I wouldn't describe it as uncomfortable. It's not necessarily the most comfortable formula, but it's one that I can wear for a very long period of time and not feel weird about it. Would I wear it for like a full day? Probably not. Half a day? Yes. So there's Moody, Runaway, and Sweetheart, and they're like very cool, a little grungy. In my opinion, a little bit more fall in terms of colors, but I think that those would look really good on my complexion. So I'll probably end up picking up those 3. Oh, they're $12 each. That's not bad at all. And let me see how much the palette is. So the palette is going to be $41. So the palette is $41. The lip creams are going to be $12 a piece. And that's not bad at all, y'all. $41 for the amount for 24 shades. That is really nicely priced, in my opinion, especially given what else is out there on the market. Now, this is a permanent release, so it's not limited edition, so you could definitely wait for a sale if you wanted to, and Blend Bunny typically does some good 25% off sales. So if you want to wait, feel free to do that. I also have a affiliate code with them. It is just Jamila. It will give you 10% off. So if you do want to buy it at launch, you can use my code and get 10% off. I think it brings it down to about $36.50. So under $40, which is awesome. But there are a number of people that have codes with the brand too. So you can either wait for a bigger sale, or if you want to get it at launch, you can still save money using an affiliate code. Okay, next up, official Spellbomb Beauty. They are releasing a new palette. It's their Coven palette. I have 2 palettes from them that I still have. I had 3 originally, and then one I got rid of because, I don't know, they went from using a really nice, soft, almost satin-like formula to the same indie shimmers that everybody has, and I was like, oh, I already have this. And honestly, looking at this, the formula looks like the private labeled formula that a ton of indie brands have, so I'm not 100% sold on it. No, they are sneak peeking the shades, and I see some blues, some purples. It looks like a pink or red and a gold. So color story wise, I'm interested. Formula wise, I don't know, because I don't think that this is going to be a unique formula to my collection. But I will say Spellbomb Beauty has one of the most affordable products out there. Their palettes are typically like $25, which is what I like to hear. So imagine paying $25 for 15 shades. Listen, it's worth it in that regard. So if you were interested in that private labeled indie formula, definitely check out Spellbomb Beauty, because I think that they have it at the most affordable price I've seen so far. Just saying. Okay, so this actually launched today, and this is the Glamlite collab with Rick and Morty. Is it me, or is Glamlite a collab brand? Is that what it is now? And is that what it always was? And I just missed the memo on that. I don't know why I felt like they used to do more, including the collabs. And now it feels like all they do are collabs. So they just came off the heels of their Scooby-Doo collab. They're doing this Rick and Morty one. I don't know anything about Rick and Morty, so this doesn't excite me in any way. And I'm not gonna lie, looking at this palette, I was like, did they just rearrange the Scooby-Doo colors? Is it just me? Like, for real, I'm not trying to be shady. I love Glamlite as a brand. I love their formula. I love their pricing, because this palette is only going to be $36 and it has 30 shades. And I'm going to be real honest, Glamlite has one of the best indie formulas out there, especially when it comes to their shimmers, especially since they've reformulated, and they have a phenomenal matte formula as well. So in terms of like value and cost, love Glamlite, because their price is amazing and their quality is better than most. So not complaining there. But what I am saying though is these colors look hella familiar, and I think it looks extra familiar because this is basically the same size as the Scooby-Doo collection that just came out. And the Scooby-Doo palette had the blues, the greens, the purples, and this is orange, green, blue, purple. It really looks like the same palette rearranged. And while I am curious, I don't think I'm going to get this, one, because I have the Scooby-Doo, and two, I don't need another big palette from Glamlite. On a reel, that Scooby-Doo palette was ginormous. It was huge. It was unnecessarily large. And this looks equally big. So I don't want another big palette, especially one of this size. This one does look like it has less wasted space though, because I don't know why the Scooby-Doo one had so much space between the shades. This one looks like it's a little bit more compact, so I'm not mad at it there. I do think that this is going to go on sale, maybe. I got a text on, you know, like it's low in stock or whatever, but it didn't immediately sell out, so that makes me feel like it might go on sale. You might be able to get this at a discount later on. Now the collection also has a highlighter trio for $18. That's not bad. $18 for 3 highlighters is not bad at all. They have a setting spray, which is their first ever setting spray. That's going to be $15. Again, not bad. You see, Glamlite prices, these are the prices I like to hear and see. Things that start with a 1. There is, it looks like 2 lip kits. Yeah, 2 lip kits for $14 a piece. Ooh, that's cute. Okay, the lip kits actually look really cute. I'm not going to get any of that. I'm not going to get anything from this collection, but I will say that it's nice. And the price is nice too. The entire collection is only $90. Like, it's a $97 value, so you save $7. But that's not $90 for a palette, a highlighter trio, and 2 lip kits and a setting spray. Y'all, if you haven't been checking for Glamlite, you need to be checking for Glamlite. Especially if you are on a budget. And I know that we are all trying to be on a budget, so I'm just saying, give Glamlite a check. Okay, let's talk about Notoriously Morbid. So Notoriously Morbid, I feel like they are, I don't want to say losing popularity or falling down a little bit, but I don't know, something about it just doesn't feel as hot and fresh anymore, but that's just me. Anyways, they are having their 10th anniversary, and they released a couple of palettes. I think like 5 palettes. So there are 4 quads and 1 actual palette. So there's the Season of the Witch palette. That's 9 shades. Very colorful, very summer appropriate, very beautiful. I am interested in it. I don't know what the price of it is. I think it's like $39.99 or something like that. It's cute. Not gonna lie, I really enjoy the Notoriously Morbid formula. They are like handmade, hand pressed shadows, so it's a very unique formula. It's very different from anything else I have in my collection, and I think that it is stunning. So this does pique my interest, but not enough to make me want to buy it, because it's just a colorful palette that I feel like I have 10 times over. And with those colorful palettes, I don't necessarily reach for them very often, because the color story is just like, I have to be in the mood for something like that, you know? Now for the quads, they are 4 quads. 2 of them are going to be $27.99. 2 of them are going to be $29.99. You see, I find that kind of expensive. $30 for 4 shades? Yeah, you see, no, in that, because, okay, I had to pause to process that and come back, because I feel like $30 for 4 shades is a bit much. Are these beautiful? Yes, absolutely. I think that these quads are gorgeous, but I don't know. $30 for 4 shades rubs me the wrong way a little bit, because I would much rather add $10, $20 more and get a full palette. You know what I mean? Now that blue quad though, she's cute. She's hella cute. And it does have a multi-chrome in there, so my interest is piqued. Let me know what you guys think about the value of this, because it does look like for the quads, there are 1 to 2 mattes depending on the quad, and then either 2 to 3 shimmers. And for some of the quads, the shimmers, I think for 2 of the quads, there are 2 multi-chrome. There's at least 1 multi-chrome shimmer in there. Like that blue one, there's definitely that 1 multi-chrome in there. So that one's $29.99. So, I don't know. And I get multi-chromes are expensive, but if I'm buying a quad and there are 2 mattes in there, 1 multi-chrome and 1 standard shimmer, does that equal the value of $30? Y'all tell me, because I'm curious. Okay, let's keep going. Cosmic brushes. So this is a brand that I have been hawk-eye for, because, again, the price is nice. And I feel like I'm in this era where I need to stick with the brands that have prices that align with my spirit. It is what it is at this point. I cannot afford to keep trying to keep up with these brands that are giving us these astronomical prices that don't make sense, because the math ain't matching for me. And I'm a very literal person. I'm a very calculated person, and when things don't add up, it's a struggle for me. So sometimes these prices just have me going like, oh no, what is we doing? No, Cosmic Brushes is one of those brands, again, I feel like their price is right. So they have their Delicious Delights palette. I believe this is 20 shades. So 20 shades, and it's going to retail for $33 USD. And it does include 2 multi-chromes. And this is what I mean by the Notoriously Morbid price is confusing to me, because if Cosmic Brushes can give me a 20 pan eyeshadow palette for $33 with 2 multi-chromes in it, what is Notoriously Morbid doing? You see what I mean? Okay. Anyways, so this is a pastel palette. I really like the Cosmic Brushes formula for the price. Is it the best formula out there? No. Is it the best indie formula out there? No. Have I had a little bit of like extra elbow grease I've needed to use when working with some of their palettes? Yes, I have. But I am willing to put in that elbow grease if the price makes sense. You know what I mean? So I do think that it's going to be interesting to see what this palette actually, how this performs. Now, I will say that from looking at this, those pictures are oversaturated as hell. I do not think that that is an accurate representation of what the palette is going to look like or going to swatch like. I'm just saying. That is my honest opinion. I do not think that this is a very true representation of this palette. Could I be wrong? Sure, 100%. But those swatches are doing a little too much, in my opinion. Now, these are pastel shades, so we'll have to see how they perform on a deeper skin tone. Like I've said before, pastels can look hella ashy on my complexion, and I am not the type of person that goes in with a white base to make shadows pop. That's just not me. And I do think that if you are someone that's not a makeup artist or a makeup expert, it can be very, very intimidating to have to do all of that to get an eyeshadow to pop. So I just like to go in with a blank canvas and go from there. So that's how I'm going to use this when it comes. Oh, I should say this. I did buy this. I bought this, and when it comes, I will be doing a video on it. Now, in addition to the palette, I did also go ahead and purchase the highlighter trio. Like, they were sneak peeking the palette, and then they released the palette, and then like the day before it launched, because it launched yesterday, they were like, oh, surprise, we also going to be doing this highlighter trio that's this iridescent highlighter. Now, the highlighter is going to be $21. So, pretty affordable still for 3 shades. However, I will say the Glamlite trio is cheaper. So if you wanted to save a couple of bucks, you could go with Glamlite. And the other thing too to consider if you are interested in this palette is this is a UK based brand. So shipping for us in the US is gonna look different. I paid $13 for shipping. Now, you can use affiliate codes on this brand. So I was able to use Radar 10 to get 10% off, which was about $6.50, which, if you think about it, that brings the shipping down to like US based prices. So 13 minus the 6, it comes down to about what you would pay if you were shipping it domestically. So that made me feel better about it. I will say for both of them, I think I paid $62 total for everything. So yeah, that was how much I ended up paying for that. But I was interested. I was intrigued. There are also going to be the Serenity and Muse palette available. Those are $26 and $24. So the Delicious Delights palette is a little bit more expensive than their previous palettes, and I assume that is because they have the 2 multi-chromes in there. But from $26 to $33, that's not a significant jump in my opinion, and I think still very good considering what brands here try to charge once they throw a multi-chrome in there. To be clear, I am not going to be talking about ColourPop at all. Y'all know that I don't buy ColourPop, so I'm just going to ignore all of the ColourPop releases because that brand just is not aligned with me. And it's not because the brand did anything. I just don't like their formula, and I just don't want to talk about them. So I'm just going to ignore all the ColourPop releases. Unless something really speaks to my spirit, these makeup release videos will not be talking about ColourPop. So I just wanted to let y'all know, in case you wanted to know. I don't think y'all care, but just putting that out there. So this is a little bit different from makeup, but e.l.f. has an invisible sunscreen with SPF 35 that's going to be $14. I think e.l.f. has been trying to dupe Supergoop, and I wonder if this is meant to be a dupe for the unseen sunscreen from Supergoop, which is expensive. So if this is, and it works, I would be interested in it. Because I think the Supergoop sunscreen, the unseen one, is excellent if you have deeper skin tones because it doesn't leave a white cast, and it also has a very silicone type of texture, so it feels and applies kind of like a primer, so it blurs your pores and does all that good stuff. So if this does that, I would be very interested in it. And I think that they actually have another sunscreen that's supposed to be a dupe for the glow screen. So e.l.f. is out here coming for these super expensive brands next. Now, did I say the price of this? It's $14. So, oh, that's real good. Although, no, this is still cheaper because I was about to say you can also get the Black Girl sunscreen from Target, but that one's like $17-ish. So this one I think is still slightly cheaper than the Black Girl sunscreen, but it is a black-owned brand, so I still say support that one. Okay, so Give Me Glow, they have revealed a new palette. This is their Juicy Olive palette. It is a purple palette. I will say that I am liking the direction that the rebrand of Give Me Glow is going in. I think that this is a cute palette in terms of the packaging and the layout. I do believe there are 2 multi-chromes in this. The price is going to be $45. Not bad. 10 shades. 2 of them are multi-chromes, $45. Not terrible. Could it have been better? Yes, but we're not going to get into that. I will say that I feel like this feels a little out of place though. I love purples, and it's like a purple palette with 1 yellow and an orange, and that makes me think of Halloween. So seeing this no. I'm kind of like, wait, why? It just feels kind of out of timing. It's going to be available June 30th as well. So if you were interested in that, that's when you can pick it up. Okay, Gourmand girls, they are releasing this Warriors Wear pink palette, or it's out now, sorry. This is cute. How much is this? So it's $54.99. That's a bit much. So there are 12 mattes, 3 duochromes, and 1 multichrome. Yeah, 54 is still a bit much for me. Now, it is a pretty palette. It's also pink leaning. It's, you know, meant to be for breast cancer, so I get it. But I'm not in the market for a pink palette. Okay, so this actually piqued my interest. Not enough for me to buy it, but my ears have perked up and my eyes have opened wide. So Unique Beauty, which is a UK-based brand, and I believe it's a Black-owned UK-based brand, and it says that these are handmade products. They are releasing a new collection of, what is this? 8-pan palettes. And not gonna lie, these look beautiful. Everything from the packaging to the actual palettes itself. So there's this neutral one that my basic soul, like a warm neutral one that my basic soul is like tingly over, and I'm just like, that is absolutely stunning. That is gorgeous. There's actually 2 neutral ones, but I'm looking at the one with the darker brown, and oh, I might need that. Okay, let me just keep going. Then there's an all shimmer one. There is a kind of purple one and a green one. Y'all, I mean, actually, now that I'm looking at the swatches of the other neutral one, that is cute. There's this kind of green looking, I think it's a multichrome that has a copper shade in there too that, oh my lord. The only one that doesn't speak to me is the all shimmer one. I don't really care for that much, but everything else looks so good, y'all. And each of these are they're 25 euros. Or is that pounds? Is that pounds? I think it's pounds. 25 pounds. Except for the all shimmer one, that's gonna be 30 pounds. Price wise, that is absolutely amazing. Okay. That has immediately been added to my wish list because I'm looking at the videos that they're posting, the pictures that they're posting, and it looks really, really beautiful. Now, the swatches look suspicious. I'm just going to say that. The swatches look hella suspicious. I don't think I believe these swatches, but the shadows themselves, they look stunning. Okay. This... we gonna come back to that after this video because I am very interested. And the price, y'all, the price is right. Just saying. Okay, let's go back. I completely, that has tickled my heart a little bit. It caught me a little bit off track, so we're gonna have to come back to that. Okay, let's keep going. The next thing I want to talk about is this Luna Beauty and Laura Lee collab. So Laura Lee and Manny MUA, I have to think about his name for a second there. They collabed on a collection. They both have their individual makeup brands, and they collabed on a release. They have a palette, a blush palette, and I believe 2 lip products and a brush collection, brush sets. Now, the eyeshadow palette is $48. The blush palette is $35. The brush set is $70. That seems pricey. The lipsticks are $14 each, or you can get both of them for $20. That's not bad. 2 lipsticks for $20, $10 a piece. That's actually around drugstore pricing, so solid pricing. I don't know what the formula of the lipsticks are going to be like. I also don't know. I think that this... You know what? This is a good question. Because the packaging looks very Manu MUA. So I am wondering which formula they chose for this collab. Because like I said, they both have their individual brands. I've only ever tried the Luna Beauty eyeshadow formula, which I really like. Their nude palette, which I can't remember the name of it, but that one is Chef's Kiss. That one I really enjoy. So that, if it's that formula, I would be interested in it. And like I said, the packaging is giving Luna Beauty more than Lauralee, I believe. So I wonder if it is that formula that they chose. Am I going to get the palette? Yes, but not right away because I have other things on my wish list, like that unique beauty brand. So this might have to go on pause. But I will say that price-wise, it's not bad. It's $48, 18 shades. When all of these brands have palettes that start in the 50s, whenever I see anything less than 50, I get a little excited because I'm like, thank God it's not 50 something dollars. Even looking at the blush palette, so $35 for essentially 4 blushes. One of them looks kind of like a bronzer, if we're being honest. It is a bronzer. Let me call it a bronzer. I don't think they're calling it a bronzer, but I'm going to call it a bronzer. So 3 blushes, a bronzer, and 2 highlight shades. $35. Honestly, if you divide the 6 of that by 3, if you divide the 35 by the 6 shades, I think price-wise it still comes up to be very, very affordable. Because when brands are charging $30 or whatever for one blush, you see what I'm saying here? So I think value-wise, it's a great value. So my interest is piqued. I do want it, but I think that I will have to wait for a sale to get this one. That's going to be the vibe. That is going to be the plan for me. Okay, so Danessa Myricks has launched a skin tint. Comes in 16 shades. $36. I don't feel any kind of way about this. I will say that as much as I love Danessa Myricks, she likes the glow, and I don't like being greasy. And all of her products tend to be very glowy, with the exception of that balm powder thing that she did, which I absolutely love and is an amazing primer. Everything else she comes up with tends to be very glowy, which just looks greasy on me. And I'm going to assume that this skin tint is not going to be any different. So I am not particularly excited for this one. Because it says light coverage and a radiant finish. Which, yeah, no, that's going to be a no for me. Okay, I think I went down too far, but I'm going to talk about these two anyway. So Sigma Beauty is releasing a palette, or has released a palette in collab with Angela Bright. I don't know who that is, but the palette looks nice. I think I just realized I don't like the Sigma Beauty formula. Like, I've tried it before. I've come up with a nice look using their palettes. But compared to other brands and other formulas that I have in my collection, it's not even top 10, top 15, top 20. Like, I have used 2 of the palettes that I have from them, and I have 2 unused palettes that I purchased. I got all these things on sale, and quite frankly, I am not motivated to pick up the others because I didn't find the formula to be anything special. So I think I'm just gonna get rid of them. When I'm unpacking my makeup, you guys will see that I'll probably be decluttering a lot of things too, because I don't want clutter. I tried my best to not have clutter in this new space. So even though I think this is a beautiful color story, even though I think the Sigma formula is fine, I just think it's fine. I don't think it's anything special, and it does not make me excited. I don't get any kind of tingles from using it. So congrats to Angela, but this is not going to be for me. And I think that I have a very unpopular opinion about it. I feel like I hear a ton of creators that talk about and love the Sigma formula, but for me, it's just not, it's just like, it doesn't work. Now, I think I may have talked about this, but ABH has released a new palette. It's their Cosmos eyeshadow palette. I picked it up from Ulta, and it arrived broken. They sent a replacement. That also arrived broken, so they just gave me my money back. So here's the thing. If you want that palette, and I will say it looks stunning, go in store and pick it up, because everybody I know has gotten that palette broken. The shadows are extremely soft. They are very fragile. And y'all know Ulta and Sephora don't believe in bubble wrap. So I swear to God, they sent it to me in that bubble mailer. Nothing else protecting it. That thing was just flapping in the wind. And by the time it got to me, it was like, no sis. So if you are interested in this, go in store, pick it up in store. Make sure you open it in store to check if it's broken too, because I don't know how they are getting their stock shipped to them, but I would assume that they might also have issues with it arriving broken, because it seems like everybody and their mother had that shade, had their palette break. Either it's the blue shade or multiple shades. So just pick it up in store, yo. Not worth it trying to buy it online from any of the retailers, because I've heard that it arrived broken from Sephora, Ulta, and ABH itself. So just so you know. Okay, so I think I've covered everything from makeup on my radar. Actually, there's one other palette that I saw released that I swear, y'all, I thought that this was a restock. So there is a new Culture palette from Juvia's Place. This is the Culture 2. This looks exactly like Culture 1. You cannot convince me that this is not the same palette rearranged. Just saying. No, I wanted Culture 1, but I realized that I think it was just too big for me, and I cannot buy, this is my own personal thing, I cannot buy another Juvia's Place palette before I've used my current Juvia's Place palettes, because I have a large Juvia's Place collection with at least 80% of the palettes never being used. So that is just me to me. So even though I think it is really pretty, I'm just not, I can't do it. I can't do it. I have to use what I already have from Juvia's Place before I could even try and buy a new one. Okay, so I've switched gears a little bit. I am on Trend Mood right now just to see if they have anything different. One of the things about Trend Mood is that they do have some of the more mainstream brands. Like Makeup on My Radar keeps me super informed when it comes to the indie releases, and Trend Mood tends to also include, but honestly focus primarily on some of the mainstream stuff that you'll find in like Ulta and Sephora. So I just want to make sure I capture anything there that might be interesting. And the first thing that I see here is the new Too Faced Cosmic Crush palette. This is beautiful. This is really pretty. I like this layout from Too Faced. I really think that these palettes get me. Is the color story revolutionary? Absolutely not. If you take out the pink shimmer shade and that kind of like blue-black shimmer shade, is a neutral palette. So I have decided that I'm going to wait until this comes to the cosmetics company store and I can pick this up. Actually, the last two palettes that Too Faced created in this format are currently available at the CCO. And the CCO is doing 6 for $60 right now, so you can pick up them two palettes with 4 other products for $10 a piece. So you see where I'm going with this. And everything else in this collection is not something that I would want. There are 2 highlighters, a lip injection. No ma'am, no ma'am. And this palette is $52. There is absolutely nothing in Too Faced's formula that makes it worth $52. Nothing. And they have the gall, the cojones, to price that palette for $52. Jesus be offense. Okay, let's keep going. And we're almost done here because I'm looking at the time and it says that I've been filming for 44 minutes. So I want to wrap this up so I can start editing this so that this could go up tomorrow morning. Giving myself some grace. Okay, the last thing that I want to mention, nothing else here is really piquing my interest, is that there is a new shade of the Haus Labs blush. It is called Lavender Blonde and it's a light pink purple. This is going to be an unpopular opinion. I think the Haus Labs brushes are overpriced and not that great. Those blushes are $38. I have one of them. I think it's honestly just okay. A little patchy if we're being honest. And at $40, because that's $38 without tax. Okay? So let's just call it a $40 blush. It is not worth $40. And I am mad at myself that I bought a blush that was $38. Like, who am I? Why did I think that was ever a good idea? And this is why I have been really into blush palettes, because I think that in terms of value, you get more blushes for the price. Like the Laura and the Emmanuel one, $35 for 6. It's not all blushes, but he actually does have blush palettes with six blush shades for $30-something. So that I think is value. $38 for one blush? Absolutely not. This is just asinine. On a real, this new rebrand that Miss Gaga is doing, her prices are pricing, okay? And I ain't here for it. I'm not here for any of it at all, okay? Anyways, that's it for me, guys. Let me scooch back into the middle and we can wrap up this video. Okay, so that's it from me, guys. These are all the makeup products that I have been really, like, checking over the last 2 weeks. There's a lot out there. And I will say that I have come to the realization that right now I am a lot more focused on the brands that are releasing products where I feel like the price sits best with my spirit. So I'm seeing that I'm letting a lot of brands that I was previously excited by just go, because I don't like being taken for a fool. And that's what it kind of starts to feel like after a while, right? I feel like they think we just stupid. Not dead ass. I don't know how else to describe it. It feels like they think we're complete idiots and they can just throw whatever number they want on these products and we're just gonna be like, okay. And that's not working for me. So I have done a little bit in terms of figuring out where I feel comfortable price-wise, what products I feel comfortable purchasing, and being very focused on, like, is this something that's gonna go on sale? When is it gonna go on sale? And what is the price is gonna be at when it goes on sale? For example, the Shroud Cosmetics Seahorse palette is currently on sale. I think the sale ends tonight, and you can get it for 25% off. They're doing a summer sale, so everything on their site is 25% off. Now that brings the palette down from $140 to $105. I want to be clear, this palette has never been $140. Since the day it launched, there was a coupon for 20% off. So I just don't understand why not price it at an appropriate price to begin with. At $105, I can 100% say I think that is closer to the value of the palette. Is it still overpriced? In my opinion, yes. But is it closer to the value of the palette? Yes, because it is a 15-pan eyeshadow palette with some really beautiful multi-chrome shades. A lot of them similar to each other, absolutely. But I do think that at that price, it makes more sense to me. So... And that palette has not been out for a very long time. And like I said, since it's been out, you could have gotten it at a discount. So why not just have it at a discount? Same with the fact that I cannot tell you the last time Pat McGrath was not on sale. Patricia has been on sale for weeks, for months. Because as soon as one sale ends, another sale begins. Make it make sense. Huh, Tanty? So... I am just focusing my energy on the brands that I think speak well to my spirit, where there's a little bit more consistency. The price feels like it makes sense. It's very much stable. You know, brands like Glamlite, which I feel like have priced their palettes very appropriately, and they haven't raised their prices since I've been shopping from them. So that's where my energies are focused. So that's what I'm going to be talking about in a lot of these videos going forward. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing my thoughts on these palettes. Remember, none of this is necessary. Buy what you want, is your money. Do what you want to do with it. Be smart about it. Make sure you're taking advantage of as many sales and coupons and discount codes as possible, because we don't believe in paying full price makeup. And what we try to do here as much as possible is share those great deals and those tips and tricks so that you save as much money as possible. All right, I gotta go because my voice hurts, and this is the longest I have talked consistently since being sick, and I can tell that my voice is doing a lot of things. So it's time for me to go and get out of here. Thanks guys for watching. I appreciate you guys so much more than you know. If you haven't already done so, hit that like button, leave your comments down below. Hopefully this is a premiere so that we can chat about these new releases, and as always, if you haven't already done so, subscribe, join the fam. It's a vibe over here. I have so much content coming for you guys. You already know. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye!